Alright guys, TJ's here, so I'm going to show you by a guy a Wrath of Cortex course. I finished the Let's Play of the GameCube version. So yeah, in case you haven't noticed, Wrath of Cortex is available on PlayStation 2, Xbox, and of course GameCube. There are pros and cons of each version. Obviously we'll start with the PS2 version of Wrath of Cortex. Of course this game came out in 2001. And of course, since the original version, and of course the greatest hits version of Wrath of Cortex, which I don't have, but if you do get the PS2 version, avoid this version of all costs. Get the greatest hits version because it reduced the load times and it looks a little bit better. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, I should mention this: the PS2 version don't do 480i. I'm sorry, 480p, and while it does look okay and component, but I don't recommend playing this game or any other PS2 games with composite cable on a flat screen television. So yeah, despite the loading times, the PS2 version is still recommendable. So I recommend buying it if you can't get the Xbox and GameCube version. Speaking of the GameCube version, the one that I put on my Wii, which I'll talk about. By the way, I should have said this earlier. If you had a backwards compatible PS3, a fat model PS3, 4 USB ports, you can play Wrath of Cortex on there. Xbox 360. You can play Wrath of Cortex on the Xbox 360 with a disc, of course. Before the marketing store calls on the 360, you can download this game for $10 on the Xbox 360 marketplace. You can't obviously do that now, obviously. In a GameCube, as you know, you can play this on a Wii, as long as it had GameCube compatibility on it, as long as it supported. Anyway, back to the Xbox version, which I think is the superior version of the game because it looked better and plays smoothly 60 frames for the most part, and 480p was good enough for most people. I think this game correct me if I'm wrong, do the Xbox version do widescreen? So yeah, correct me if I'm wrong on that, because I thought it did, but I'll check on that. And of course the infamous GameCube port of Wrath of Cortex. Boy, of course you guys cannot see it because I'm playing through an HDMI converter on my Wii, but why do I think Wrath of Cortex on the GameCube is the worst version? Not because it looked bad. Even with HD, even with the component kit, even with the HDMI converter on my Wii, it looks a little bit better, but that's not really saying much. Why is in case you saw in my Let's Play, when I get a relic, it will even with a gold or sapphire, it changes to platinum, even though I currently got a gold or a sapphire relic. Why does it do that? And before you do a time trial, the static image is not a sapphire relic, it's a platinum relic. What? Like seriously, what does that? And of course, when you go to a boss, Crunch's face on the icon, his face is pure black. It doesn't load when you return to a stage. And of course, the frame rate on the GameCube, you find out because it's a variable frame rate. Like, why does it switch from 30 and 60? Because remember, PS2, Xbox, 60 frames. Of course, you have your minor dips, but it's still 60 frames for most of the second. On the GameCube version of Wrath of Cortex, why does it switch from 30 and 60 all the damn time? And of course, there's no excuse to have that game in a variable frame rate. You know why? In that game, you can handle on that freaking console. It's not like playing GTA on the GameCube or Midnight Club 2 or 3 on the GameCube. So yeah, I recommend. But if you don't mind that, then the GameCube version is work for you. So yeah. Buying guy, and yes, I'll do a bonus video about some stuff on the GameCube version. So yeah, it's it for this video. See you guys later.